Suyu is one of the best junglers in the game right now, and most of you are playing him completely wrong. This is exactly how you're supposed to play him.
Keep going. Alright.
I've played in NACT, placed top 3 behind teams like BTK and Cloud9 at the time. I played on stage a League of Latam and hit global rankings like Global 1 Lancelot, as you guys may know. I've also reached 1,000 stars, and even on Suyu, I was global on recently. I'm only saying this because I want you guys to know where this information is coming from. And there's a reason Suyu is getting spammed in MPL. His early game is insane, he snowballs fast, and if you play him correctly, the game is over before 10 minutes. Suyu is not a normal jungler. He's not just damage, he's tempo, pressure, and control. If you play him like a basic fighter, then you're gonna feel useless. Also, if you don't farm correctly and you don't know how to use your rotations and your decision making is bad, then you're also gonna feel like you have no damage and like the hero is useless overall. If you play him correctly, you take over the entire map. I'm gonna break this down quickly, but pay attention because this is where most players mess up. So your first skill, this is your main ability. This decides whether you win or lose a fight. It could be used as an engage tool, it could be damage, mobility, immunity, everything. But you have to know how to use it and which one to use at the right time, right? So the biggest mistake about this ability is that people usually just charge in blindly. You should never use this ability into full HP grouped enemies. You will instantly get bursted down. You should also not use it at the wrong time and if you're not sure if you can escape after, because as you guys may know, sometimes your third skill is not enough of a dash for you to escape when you don't have the first skill because you just used it to engage, right? So the correct usage for this is to use this to catch isolated targets or to follow up on a set, not to start random fights for no reason. So, you know, depending on the situation, sometimes your team may need you to engage with this ability, but you have to make sure that they're there to support you and that you can actually survive in case anything goes wrong, right? Then if you want to use the tap ability, this is mainly for burst. So if you're following up, let's say, to a Kaja hook, a Franco ult, a Chow kick, it's usually better to just, you know, tap your first skill, do your full combo, and go for the verse, right? But if you want to CC chain somebody, then it's better to charge it. So it all depends on the situation. Then we have his skill 2. You know, it could be an outplay tool. This is what keeps you alive. As you guys may know, if you hold it, it gives you spell bump, it regens you, you know, it's very good, especially combined with things like War Axe and Queen Swings, which gives you lifesteal. So this skill, it's mainly used, you know, to bait, reposition, and turn fights around with your regeneration. As you guys may know, you can also tap this skill to burst somebody because the lower they are, the more damage it's gonna do. This is also very, very useful during objectives. He has one of the strongest ability plus rhetoric combo, that's what also makes him really good. So you have to choose wisely, right? If you want to hold it, be tankier and have more sustain when you do this, or if you want to tap it when they're already low HP and you want to burst them down, right? So you shouldn't waste this early, right? If you use it too soon, you have no way out. Also, you have to use it wisely because there, as you guys may know, there's a lot of heroes that can cancel your second skill. This is why most players struggle, right? For example, I think one of the most annoying heroes to go against as a Suyu is probably Grok. A lot of his abilities can just cancel your your second skill, your first skill, your third. It gets canceled out very easily, so you have to be really careful with your timing in general. And then we have your ultimate. This is not just damage, this is basically could be your reset tool, right? You can use this when fights get messy. This lets you re-engage or escape. when you use this ability, it also gives you movement speed, right? If you land it, you get some movement speed so you can run. But you can also use it on the opposite direction to get closer to them and keep engaging and secure a kill. It really depends, right? And as you guys may know, you can also hold this skill to poke the enemies. Maybe you can also use it to reveal bushes, or like I said, to escape and have more mobility. It all depends, right? You just have to use it correctly at the right time. So when you're playing Suyu, I don't want you to just spam skills, right? You have to go in, deal damage, reposition, go back in, because a lot of times one combo is not enough to burn somebody down. So you have to play with your cooldowns, with your kit, to start kiting them, go back in, secure kills. You know, you have to take advantage of your mobility, sustain, and burst. If you go all in instantly, like I explained earlier with the first skill charge in, you die if you're not fed enough. This is the exact build I use I high rank. This is optimized for carrying. This has also been used recently in MPL, as you guys may know, by James Payne. He used this build and he got 17 kills, mind you, against one of the best teams in the world, which is TLPH. And they instantly had to ban this hero in game 2 when they saw how good this guy is on Suyu, right? And don't just copy builds. You have to understand when you're strong, right? This applies for all heroes. Your biggest spike on Suyu is mid game. This is where you need to take over. So you have to play the early game very cautious, calculated, you know, farming a lot, being disciplined. And then as soon as you hit your power spike, which is usually after 3 or 4 items, once you have your Sky Pierce, your Hunter Strike, cooldown boots, and War Axe, then you'll have enough sustain and damage to be more aggressive, right? Depending on the situation. And then Queen Swings is gonna give you that clutch factor that you need, right? A lot of times, even if you mess up, if you got low HP, Queen Swing gives you a bit more sustain, it gives you lifesteal, and it gives you more damage, right? So you have the outplay potential because it also lowers your cooldown, you know? You can just, if you already got them low enough, you can just dash in, tap your second skill, and that almost guarantees a kill most of the time. Especially if you have a lot of Sky Pierce stacks by this point. What's up, guys? So quick update for you guys. I now go live on Kick almost every day for horizontal streams. The link for that will be in the description. You guys can use loot bar. This will allow you to get a lot more diamonds for less money. The link for that will be in the description as well. And last but not least, if you're serious about improving and you're looking for a coaching session, make sure you guys join my Discord. All the information is there. Other than that, thank you guys for always watching my videos. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video as well. It helps me out a lot. And enjoy the rest of your day. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna be going over a trio queue game that I thought was really tough and I carried very hard, so you guys can get an idea on how to play him. So this game I was actually against a Kadira Kaja, which could be really good counters to Suyu. I was also against a Fanny and a Carry. All of these heroes are very good in the meta. They're like S+ tier. They're all very, very good. Except for Yin, of course, but you know. Other than Yin, the enemies have quite a good comp. I'm only choosing this game because it's very recent and I use the exact same build as James Payne in MPL. In this game, like I said, start blue. This is usually the best rotation overall. I know I used to say start turtle, but it seems like the meta has changed a bit toward early game aggression and clashes like during the lethal, right? So I start the blue. I drag it because I know they have a Kaja. As you guys can see, he walks in and he does more damage than Retri. So I mean, I'm just chilling, you know, I can't get mad. This is the most normal thing ever. It happens every day. So I just instantly go for my red, you know? And then I see Fanny on my red. This is when I'm like, all right, but it's okay, guys. Don't get angry. Don't panic. Take it slow, you know, be calm and play it smart. So I wait for Fanny to go in. Oh my God, I can't even speak. If you guys noticed, the buff was 1 HP. I don't even know how I got it, but we end up killing Kaja and Fanny. You know, you just have to bait them in, lure them in, wait for your teammates, right? I just wait for them to go in, use everything. I try to second skill, secure the buff, and then we kill them. It's that easy, you know? No need to panic. Right after that, you know, I just take my greens. Now I have Fury Hammer, which is very good. So we still reach level 4, even though Kat just stole our buff, you know. It's okay. Suyu's not really blue dependent, so it's alright, you know. The early game is still fine. So I instantly go for the top camp. And then after this, we have to look for something, right? Maybe we can poke the XP laner. Maybe we can position for the turtle. Maybe we can help mid lane, the fast clear to poke. But I decided to go top, help the Yuzong cut the lane so he can get level 4 faster, and then we're gonna have an advantage at turtle. I decided to go for the tower push here because I saw that Yin was actually mid lane, and then Yin ends up walking through the bush like an idiot. I actually told Bless, which is the Yuzong, to just penetrate him right away, you know, but it's okay. We end up securing the kill there, and then instantly go for turtle because again, we are against a Fanny. And as you guys can see, they're trying to trade bot lane, the cat was bot, so instantly secure the objective. I tried to go for the invade there, but you know, nothing's up yet, so I just end up going for my blue buff first, you know? Right after an objective, a fight, just, you know, either invade if you can, or just go for your own jungle, which is what I did here. And then, you know, my plan is right after I'm done clearing jungle, we can look for a play. Always make sure you prioritize your farming, guys. Also, if you look at what I'm doing here, I'm dragging the buff to the edge depending on where I'm going next. So I'm going to this crab next to clear it, so I drag it to the edge right there, as you guys can see. You should get used to this, you know? I do the same thing here so that I'm closer. Over time, this helps a lot. I saw the Kadira there right there. Yep. So I reveal him, poke him a little bit. And then I go back, you know, because Kyrie already knows I'm there. He's not gonna overextend, he's not gonna walk up, so I end up just going for the lethal here. All right, and then I end up going bot again. I'm pretty sure the Kaj is there. We see him. The enemy's fucked up here because I mean they went a little too deep for YSS. We end up tanking the tower for the YSS because I'm the fucking GOAT. So he ends up living. We baited them, and we got Kyrie, and we got his flicker. So something you guys can also do and try to get used to doing is counting the enemy spell, right? This is very important, and a lot of pro players do this on high level competitions, right? The most common one would be flicker. If somebody, let's say for example, this carry is 345, he flickered like 5 seconds ago. What do? We just add 2 minutes to the first number right here, so it's minute 3, right? Carry flicker at 340, so he's gonna have it back most likely around 540. It's very, very simple. This could change, right? Sometimes roamers, they have like the pull yourself together, which lowers it by 20 seconds. So in that case, it would be 100 seconds, making it, for example, 520, for example. But those cases are not usually that common, so you shouldn't worry too much. Another one could be like Petrify, which is 75 seconds. Purify is 90. A sprint is 100, Vengeance is 75 as well, and Revitalize is 75. You know, those are very common. You could keep that in mind, you know, you just gotta do some maths, have it in your head, you know, maybe at minute 520 here, I could be like, okay, Carry still has no flicker for 20 seconds, let's try to kill him again. Things like that you have to keep in mind, especially if you play with teammates, you know. Even in solo queue, you can just type it in the chat and let your teammates know. You know, be like Carry no flicker until, or just say Carry F 540. That's it. Or MMF 540. That's it. Very simple. But yeah, right after that, we secure the crab. I try to go for the embed here. I charged into Kadira, which could have been very, very bad if she fumbled me there. So this was actually the mistake I was talking about earlier with the first kill. And I mean, here I missed the stun on Fanny. You know, it happens, it's okay. And then I try to keep going for fights here because I know we're ahead. I know we can win the fight, you know. And it is trio queue, you know. If it was 5 men, you would have to play a lot more discipline, but Trio Q, you can try to be a bit more aggressive and you can kind of get away with things, you know? So, right after we secure those kills, I instantly go for my jungle here. I mean, because Fanny is so behind and I know they can't do turtle, especially because we have a use on, I can afford to just clear my own jungle, you know? In some scenarios, you would have to run straight to turtle before you do your own jungle. But knowing the situation I'm in and knowing that the enemies will probably not contest turtles, as you guys can see, they just traded bot lane here. By the way, Beho played so bad this game. Like, the reason I chose this game is because I carried the fuck out of him. And it was a very tough game because even though I was so ahead and we were doing so good, the game was like so long either way. So I end up just securing turtle here and then instantly go for the inbid, right? I see that Bless is applying pressure as well. And I think maybe ooh, okay. I was gonna say I should have cut the lane there. The right thing to do would have been to cut the lane. I think that's what I was trying to do. But the Yin and Fanny were in the way, so I couldn't do it. Okay, Yin tries to go for me here. I immune him, go back. No flicker. We end up securing the kill, which is very good because now we have 20 Skypier stacks. And then instantly here, we go for the push. A little Lira push for some reason. I think I want to invade his blue. I think. Okay. I end up clearing mid first to apply more pressure. Bless actually gets Stefani, which is good. But yeah, my plan was just to keep invading here. I see that Bless is at blue. I take the red first and instantly run to him. I go for Hadira. As you guys can see, my damage is very, very high now because I'm fed. I farmed well. I got some kills. Kept the pressure up. So, you know, my damage is very, very good. I almost got carry there with the third steal, but it's okay, you know. Now that we made carry low, even if we don't get the kill, we can push bot lane, right? I decide to let YSS and Lolita push. There's no need for me to stay there. The Kaja ends up defending. And I just keep clearing jungle, you know? In my head, you should always plan your rotation ahead of time, right? Because here I'm thinking, let me take my red, full red, then I take the blue buff, and then we go turtle. That's my plan, right? You should always try to plan your rotation. Of course, sometimes unexpected things can happen, and you may change what you had planned already, but that was the plan in my head at that time, right? So I end up getting Kaja here. I see Carrie walking up. I know she has no flicker, so I end up just going for her. And I end up getting a triple kill and a maniac. Like, this was a very good game. We're 9-0, 7 minutes in, 70 Skypier stacks, which is very, very good with this build. There's no way they should have held as long as they did. But they did, though. But they did. Here, I decide to actually lift turtle, guys, because it's about to be minute 8. I'd rather wait for Lord because we're ahead, right? This is something you can do. Very good kill on Fanny there, by the way. You can always just after you get 3 turtles, you can let the lore spawn instead so that it spawns faster. You can keep the pressure up because you're so ahead in gold already, right? You don't need more turtles. What you need now is a lore so that you can push more lanes, try to get some inhibitors. End up going for Kaja there, literally one-tapped them. So at this point of the game, I'm so ahead, right? 12-0. So look at my gold right now. I have 7,767 gold. And Fanny has 3,690 gold. That's like double her gold already. Very good. I have the most gold in the game. I'm 12-0. I have 80 Skypier stacks. Best case scenario right now. But this is not always good because if you have bad discipline and you make a bad choice, then you give a shutdown to them, which is gonna give them so much gold. I think it's like 500, 600, which is a lot. That's gonna give them comeback potential. So especially when you guys are snowballing like this, you should be very, very cautious. And you should play very, very disciplined, okay? I remember I died this game. I just don't know exactly when, but we'll see. We'll see. So right now, I'm setting up for lore. You know, I was clearing jungle. But what I should have been doing was getting top prio, right? But I'm pretty sure the Kaja should be with the carry, so it would have been really dangerous. So in that scenario, what you guys should do is 15, 20, 30 seconds before lore, you should tell your teammates to go top to push the lane and get prio, right? Why? Because if you slow push the lane, meaning if you kill the first two minion and leave the cannon minion at like 80% HP, for example, then your minions are gonna build up, apply pressure, and force a response from them. Like one of them is got a recall, right? One of them has to clear. As soon as you see that, you're gonna be at advantage at the lore, right? I mean, in this game, we're so ahead that it didn't matter. Yin almost got me, by the way. Good thing I got Queen's Wings. And then we end up securing the kill there, and then I got Kaja hooked, right? I got baited here. I gave a shutdown, I believe, to carry. That is horrible. You don't want, look at me rubbing my, you don't want that to happen. That was horrible. Now carry has 7k gold. That's bad. That gives them comeback potential, especially carry, a late game hero. He's so fed now. But yeah, when you're this fed, you have to avoid dying as much as you can. But you know, now I just, I keep clearing jungle, being disciplined, waiting for an opportunity, right? If I see carry on the map, I'm gonna guess that Kaja's around. So yeah, he is right here. He hooks me, but there's no follow up. I think maybe he thought carry was closer, but yeah, he wasted his ult on me. Very bad for him. And I end up clearing this lane to apply more pressure. I'm thinking maybe we can force a tower now that they don't have Kadira. End up going for the fight here. Fanny is very, very low. We couldn't secure him. But I end up getting the yin, right? So far, so good. Other than the one death, so far, so good. This is something you can do as well. I'm trying to predict the Fanny cables, but it was hard to time here. But you can do this a lot, guys. Even when you're pushing into an inhibitor, you can just charge your first build, right? Make sure you're not a flicker distance and they can grab you. And if I'm close and Kaja has flicker hook, then he's gonna just hook me, right? But you can charge your first kill to scare them away or to zone them. This is something you can do a lot. And you can also charge your first kill to predict, right? This is also something that you can do. Okay, we end up getting Fanny here, which is very good. I go for carry. Two Tatum, literally. Like I said, this build is so good, especially if you have a lot of stacks. And we get another kill on Yin. So I'm 17-1 right now. Just like James Payne, except he was doing it against flow players. But yeah. As I was saying, bro, you can try to predict enemy movement or engages with the first kill as well. I've done this. You can do this against someone like Cho, right? If you feel like Cho is gonna flicker in, ooh, like right there, that was good, but that was risky because then Kaja hooks me. Kadira's right there. Could have been bad, right? We end up leaving. You can do this against Cho engages. If Cho conceal, if you have a feeling that Cho is gonna conceal, flicker in, and kick somebody on your team, you can stand in the back and have your first kill ready. This is very common when they're pushing lore. I'll try to show an example to you guys. Okay, this was very bad. Did I No, I don't survive. Yeah, like right here, this is a mistake, guys, because, you gotta learn from the mistakes too, right? This was not a perfect game for me. There's no reason for us to be in their base fighting, bro. 4 of us died for nothing. This was so stupid. This is just me streaming, having no discipline, being on autopilot, not thinking about things, right? Which is very, very bad and bad habits. You guys should not do this and try to avoid it as much as possible. But yeah, in this situation, we should have been at lore, right? Mid, no inhibitor. Top, no inhibitor. Our waves are gonna automatically slow push because when the enemies have no inhibitors, the minions are buffed, right? This is very important to keep in mind. So we should just set around lore, right? Use the lore as bait, maybe kill them, because they have to walk up. They have to fight this lore. If they don't, they most likely lose, right? We bait the lore, we fight or whatever. We wait for the waves to push in, we keep baiting. Because they have to come to us, right? We don't have to be in their base. We're ahead. We just have to be on the lore pit, taking lore control and luring them in, waiting for them to come in. do the lore dance, and just use our advantages to our advantage, as stupid as that sounds, bro. Use the fact that we're so ahead and that we have map control with the towers to our advantage, lure them in, and then just win the team fight. It's that simple. But sometimes, you just want to fight, you just want to keep going, and it happens, it happens. Right here, I decided to go for a split push on the opposite side of lore because most likely there won't be that many enemies here. They'll most likely try to get mid lane, protect the lore. And I try to go for a clash with Fanny, but this Fanny is building full sustain, guys. I can't burst them, so I just end up recalling before more enemies come to me. As you guys can see, the carry was there. This Yin is going in for some reason, so I'm just, waiting on him. We get the kill right there. And now we just have to wait for another lore, right? Try to have bot control, which is the opposite side of lore, along with our teammates, and just play safe, Try not to die before lore. And I did say that about the back control and stuff, but here I am looking for a fight when it's a 4v5. We don't have views on. And then I'm just looking for a fight. This is horrible. So as you guys can see here, Kaja hooks me, but because the carry was late and he was far, I didn't die. But that would have been really bad, as you guys can see. I end up going for carry here. We bait her flicker, right? And then I'm looking to kill Yin here because he has no ult now. So we end up getting him low. And pay attention here, guys. Queen swings. Pay attention to what I mean. Wait, what? yo, wrong time. Yo, no. Yo, I did some crazy shit later. Not here, though. Not here. Do not pay attention, bro. I end up dying because the carry has Wind of Nature. Of course, he just stands and shoots, and I'm dead. Right? I could have item swapped there, but I didn't. So again, this game got elongated. I know Beho is 0-8. He's feeding. He's dog shit. But this game got elongated. Is that a word? It went on for so long because we just had no discipline. Like, even though I have a lot of kills, I did good early game. In the mid to late game, I was making stupid mistakes and looking for too many fights, You have to try to be more disciplined. Use these examples of things of like what not to do, like we went over earlier. But yeah, now Yuson died, and then we have to defend mid lane. Gotta be careful with the Kaja as well. I see Kadira in the back. YSS ends up dying, so now it's gonna be really hard to defend, guys. We have 3 people, they have 5. Lolita actually ends up dying here, I think. Okay, he lives. No, never mind. So Lolita's dead. It's a 2v5 right now. But pay attention here, guys. Pay attention. As we guys may know, the minions always spawn. Look at the second number at the seconds of the timer. They always spawn a second 10 and second 40. So as I see this lord pushing in my head, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have minions soon. All I have to do is drag the lore. Yeah, a lot of you guys can do that, especially as roamers or even junglers. You can just drag it to the side so that it doesn't walk to your base and they can tower lock. So that's exactly what I did here. Now we have minions. We can actually defend. We have Yuzong. I try to, poke the Fanny a little bit. And I know there's going to be one more wave coming mid. And there's a wave bot lane. So, we cleared that. We're good so far. We still don't have YSS. Kaja ends up hooking me. I get Imo. We get out. And I actually end up leaving. I think if I died here, they would have ended. Like, actually. So I get Winter. There's so many minions. I'm trying my best to clear the waves first so that they can push. I'm still alive somehow. The Yin actually ends up killing me. I should have bought Rose Gold. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah. After 20 minutes, Beho gets his first 4 kills, which is a mania. And that was very good. But yeah, this game should not be this long, guys. It should not be this long. Okay, right now, YSS just died. The Yin is dead. And we don't have bot advantage because they actually got the inhibitor. So right here, they spot me. I'm trying to, waste their time, get their attention. And pay attention here, guys. This is what I meant. Okay, I'm 1 HP, Queen Swings, I end up getting Kadira, I get Rose Gold, I end up living. That Selena Stone saved me, by the way. But yeah, you guys saw the burst damage from Queen Swings right there. That was insane, bro. Like, that was actually insane. And I think, I mean, I remember this play being crazier than I thought. It was pretty normal. Normal here in PH, bro. Like, but yeah, man, I mean, Queen Swings plus Suyu plus Kai Pierce is just an insane combo that you guys can try, you know? But yeah, I hope I was able to explain a lot of the things that I wanted to. I hope you guys learned from it. I hope this is a good guide. I have not edited anything yet. I have not done anything. I'm just doing the review, to have everything ready. But yeah, that should be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for always supporting me. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and watch my live streams on Kick, okay? It's gonna be in the description. I would really, really appreciate if you guys showed up to my live stream, you drop a follow, you say hi once in a while, all that good stuff. And you guys take care. Have a good rest of your day, night, and I love you all.